Magandang araw po sa inyo. Welcome po sa isa na namang episode ng online series ni Inang Pamatasan kung saan ang pagkatuto ay walang hangganan. Ito ang PNU Talks. Ako nga po pala si Toni Felichi Alcampor at ako ang inyong learning from home buddy sa episode na ito. So ngayong araw ay ibabahagi ko ang aking kaalaman tungkol sa Socio-Emotional Learning. So i-comment lang po ang inyong mga katanungan at mga kuro-kuro tungkol sa ating episode ngayong araw. At huwag kalimutang i-like at i-share ang episode natin. Okay? So, let me just share my screen with you. Ayan. So, again, good morning everybody and welcome sa PNU Talks. I hope you are all safe and healthy, especially at this point in time. So before we get to the main discussion, let me introduce myself. I am Toni Felichi Alcampor. My friends usually call me Toni. I graduated Bachelor of Science in Psychology at Philippine Normal University, batch 2011. Actually, I also just want to correct yung nasa invitation. It was stated there kasi that I was in the guidance and counseling stream. Actually po, sa eduk stream po ako. We are the last batch of psychology majors who took the eduk stream. Ayan. So ironically, kami pong mga nasa eduk stream, kami po yung mga nag-pursue ng guidance and counseling, yung field. Doon po kami napunta. Well, those po in the guidance and counseling, sila po yung napunta naman sa field of teaching. Sila naman yung mga naging educator. So, you really cannot tell. But anyway, fast forward to 2016, I graduated Master of Arts in Counseling at De La Salle University. So, I am currently working as a guidance counselor at Colegio San Agustin, Makati. In our institution, we have to have the licenses that we need, no? So, I was a licensed teacher 2011, registered psychometrician 2015, and I became a registered guidance counselor 2016. So again, in the institution that I am working at as of the moment, first year with them, I was a psychometrician. And then my second year up to the present, I took the role of guidance counselor. So I have been practicing for the past 10 years now because this is my 11th year at Colegio San Agustin, Makati. Yan. Okay? So let's get to it. Actually, this is not the original topic that I was thinking of discussing. Our topic for this morning is what you need to know about socio-emotional learning or social emotional learning, or what others call as SEL. I originally thought of talking about resilience and all that. However, this is something kasi that we are strongly advocating in our institution, and it's giving us very good and effective results. And I also want to share it with everybody. Now, most educators agree that social and emotional wellness is critical to students' overall success. Now, aside from that, upon reading articles and watching videos about it, I came to realize that SEL is actually for everybody. Hindi lang siya pang teachers to apply to students, hindi lang din siya for students to apply to themselves, but for everybody. No? So it's applicable to adults, it's applicable to workers, it's applicable to teachers, it's even applicable to parents. Yan. So I thought that it is something that is worth sharing. Ayan. So the outline of my talk for this morning, before we dive deeper into this, is to know the definition, of course, of SEL, what are the core competencies of SEL, and then how do these competencies look or sound like, and siguro in between those competencies, I would also be sharing some tips on how we can further develop those skills. And then at the end, I would also give some tips on improving your socio-emotional skills. Ano na lang to in general. Ayan. So, before we dive deeper into this, let's have a little motivation. So, since I am also a teacher at heart, syempre, familiar tayo sa process in the classroom, no? So, I do some motivation first to get the attention of my audience. And syempre, at the same time, this is my way of engaging you and involving you in the process. Now, ready ba tayo? Okay, I will be flashing some pictures and I want you to type in the comment section how you feel about seeing the photos that I will be flashing. Okay? So, ready na po ba tayo? Ayan, sige, we can get started. Okay, so our first picture is, ayan. Okay. So, how do you feel seeing this picture? Mabilisan ko lang po itong ifa-flash, ano? Or kahit hindi lang yung picture na to, no? When you see a baby, no? Especially a cute one, and then very chubby pa, makes you feel good, ano? It gives you that good vibes. Kapag yung, ano mo, negative yung mga tao na nasa paligid mo, diba? When you see a baby, you tend to smile. Huh? Okay. Next, how about this one? Yeah. Sige, pakitype po sa comment section how do you feel, no? When you see this, yung mga fur parents na nandyan, ano, whether you are a cat person or a dog person, di ba, ang cute-cute nila, nakakaano sila, nakakaalis ng stress. So, how do you feel seeing them smile? Or just seeing them, di ba? So, may I know how you feel? Okay, let's move on to the next picture. Oh my God. Shrimp, one of my favorites talaga. Okay, ito, pag nakikita ko itong picture na to or in personal, sobrang nakakagutom, very appetizing. And how about you? How do you feel about this? Okay? Next na tayo, bibilisan ko lang yung pacing, ha? Okay. Yan, how about this one? Oh my God. This is very stressful. No? Pag sobrang daming hugasin, no? Especially now that we are all working from home. So medyo nakakasakit ng ulo makita yung mga dishes, no, lined up at hindi pa nahuhugasan. Pero ang pinaka mas masaklap doon, 'di ba, if you are going to wash Tupperwares. Yun talaga yung hindi ko gustong hugasan, no? Give me all the dishes na babasagin, basta wag lang yung Tupperware. Ayan. So, nakikita ko pala siya napapagod na ako. Okay? How about this one? Okay, yan ang mga ka-Shopee fam ko dyan. Ayan, di ba? Ang sarap ng feeling na meron kang color red na notification there to receive, to ship, lalo na no, kapag chinek natin that your parcel is out for delivery. Alam niyo, nakakabog ng dibdib, you're excited. Ayan, sino na ba yung mga platinum dyan sa kanilang loyalty card sa Shopee? Ayan, so how do you feel about this kapag nakikita ninyo yung cart ninyo? Or nasistress ba kasi may babayaran, COD? Okay. Another one. Okay, malapit na tayo matapos. Okay. Ayan, yung mga ka-homebodies ko naman dyan, sino po yung naniwala? Sino sa inyo yung naniwala na pag hindi nyo pinatay yung aircon, mas makakatipid kayo sa kuryente? Na-scam po kayo. Okay, di ba? Medyo stressful talaga ngayon, especially now that we are working from home, we are making use of our electricity, you have to turn on your laptops, all your gadgets, and then kung may aircon ka pa sa bahay, dahil sa sobrang init, kailangan mo rin talagang magbukas. So, tumataas yung bills natin. So, how do you feel about it? What do you do about it? Diba? Ayan. To a more, naman tayo, to a more serious one. Okay, ayan. Pag nakakakita tayo sa news ng mga healthcare workers natin who are very tired, pagod na, no? Wala nang time to take a break. Bawal magtanggal ng PPE. No? How do you feel about this? Ako, personally, I feel a little frustrated, no? Because we are always back to square one. I hope everybody can get vaccinated soon para matulungan din natin yung health workers natin. Okay? Next one. Ayan. Ito naman, no? So, despite the mga negativities na nangyayari sa paligid natin, no, meron pa rin naman. There is still a glimmer of hope, no. There are still some people na kahit konti lang yung meron sila are still sharing it to everybody. So ito yung mga community pantries na nag-usbungan during that time, no, na talagang walang-wala tayo, walang ayuda, walang anything. Okay? So how do you feel about it? I hope you're still typing in the comment section. Ayan. Okay, last picture. Ayan, si Inang Pamantasan. No? Actually, I really, really like this picture when I was searching in the internet. So, credits to the owner of this. No? Nandiyan naman nakalagay dun sa picture yung source. Yan talaga agad yung kinuha ko kasi napakaganda. Parang ang fresh. No? And at the same time, nakakamiss. No? Nakakamiss siya talaga. I am a psychology major. So ito, I don't know kung ito pa rin yung places na meron tayo sa sa PNU, pero usually we are there, no, in the site wing, no, yung third floor ng MD. Ayan. So nakakamiss yung psych wing, nakakamiss yung Grasslandia, yung TMT, ano pa ba, Talipapa, yung catwalk, kumain sa MD, canteen, sa luncheonette, no? So, yan ako, Diyos ko, nakakamiss. No? Kayo ba? No? Lalo na ngayon na hindi tayo makapunta dyan, no? Lalo na rin kaming mga graduates na, kaming mga alumni, no? Kahit gusto namin bumisita, hindi namin magawa, no? Okay. Ayan. So, I hope you're still typing in the comment section. Now, you're probably wondering, no, why I asked you how you feel about the pictures that I flashed on the screen. It is because the way that you identified your emotions, the way that you smiled, the way that you got a little frustrated, a little sad, the way that your heart skipped a beat, you got hungry, and how you reacted to those pictures is already part of SEL. No? Hindi lang natin siya nalilabel, but we are actually explicitly teaching this to our students, or we ourselves, no? We are already using it in our daily activities. Okay, so eto na. Let's get serious. So, what is SEL? No? So that's the question now. What is socio-emotional learning? All right. So, by definition, it is an integral part of education and human development. So, human development meaning it involves everybody. This, as I said a while ago, no, it is not only applicable to students or teachers, but to everyone. This is for children, for teens, for adults, for any profession, not just for teachers, not just for counselors, no, and also even for parents. Socio-emotional learning is the process of developing the self-awareness, the self-control, and interpersonal skills that are vital for school, for work, and for life success. Now, people with strong socio-emotional skills are better capable to cope with everyday challenges. Lalong-lalo na ngayon, no, kailangan malakas talaga yung socio-emotional well-being mo, no? And aside from that, our students are benefit also academically, no, kapag mataas ang socio-emotional well-being nila. Also with us, no, workers, professionally and even socially. Now, from effective problem solving to self-discipline, from impulse control to emotion management and more, SEL provides a foundation now for positive and long-term effects on kids, adults, and the whole community. Okay, let's remember when children thrive, no? Lalo na tayo ng mga working in an academe, no? When our students thrive, the school wins. Di ba? The workplace benefits. Di ba? Society is strengthened, and it is all due to socio-emotional learning. Okay? Now, there are some researches about this also, and I want to share that with you. Studies have found out that adults who can recognize, understand, label, express, and regulate their own emotions demonstrate, according to Brackett et al. 2008, no, 2010, together with Schneider 2002, those who are able to regulate, to recognize, understand, and label their emotions demonstrate higher levels of patience and empathy. It encourages healthy communication and creates safe learning environments. So nagiging maganda yung ano natin, nagiging maganda yung paligid natin, yung environment natin. There is also less likely a chance to report burnout and have higher levels of relational trust with their peers at work, which lays a foundation for productive collaboration. So mas nagiging effective tayo sa work, no, if everybody is able to express, communicate, and regulate their emotions. According to DiPaula and Shannon Moran 2001, SEL also positively contributes to the overall school climate, no, yung culture ng school. There are also some studies, no, that shows, hindi ko na siya nasama dito, no, ang dami, napakaraming studies about SEL, no. Students were 42% less likely to say that they are involved in physical aggression, lalo na kapag ito yung pinapatupad sa school. 20% less bullying, 13% increase in academic achievement, kasi the teachers not only focus on the academics, no, but also on the well-being of the students. Now, for us naman who are working, there was also a research that says 79% of the employers, no, say that SEL skills are the most important qualities for job success. There was also, I read something, I forgot kung ano yung source, pero I read something that binigyan ng survey yung mga employers, no, especially those, yung mga matataas na kumpanya, yung mga malalaking kumpanya. We have Bank of America, Google, ayan ha, yung mga dito, yung mga gusto mag-work sa Google, yung isa sa mga pinakamagandang workspaces, di ba? 92% of those surveyed executives say that skills such as problem solving and communicating clearly are equal to or even more important than technical skills. No? So mas bina-value nila yon. No? Kung hindi man nila mas bina-value, kapantay yon noong technical skills na kailangan nila. No? So that's how important and that's how effective also SEL is. No? Not just to the academe, to the work, and also to the other workplaces. Ayan. So the SEL or Socio-Emotional Learning has 5 core competencies. So we have self-awareness, we have self-management, we have social awareness, we have relationship skills, and responsible decision-making. The ones in the red, mostly this is how we see ourselves, no? Mostly about ourselves. And then the ones in the blue, the social awareness and relationship skills, this is more on our relationship with other people. No, kumbaga, it is outside ourselves na, it is with others. And then the green one, itong responsible decision making, ito na yung overall, no, the combination of everything. By the way, when I will be discussing each one of them, as I mentioned during yung sa outline natin, you would notice that there are some overlapping, no, in this core competencies, kasi naman yan halos pare-pareho lang naman sila. There are just some factors that they differ, pero they are all connected to each other. They are all connected one way or another. Okay, so ready na ba tayo to start with the core competencies? Okay, so let's start with self-awareness. Pasensya na kayo kung may naririnig kayo sa background ko ng mga maiingay. Okay. Alright, so self-awareness. Ayan. So by definition, ito po yan. Self-awareness is the ability to understand one's own emotions, thoughts, and values, no, and how they influence the behavior across contexts. So this includes our capacity to recognize one's strengths and limitations, with a well-grounded sense of confidence and purpose. So dito natin nakikilala lalo yung sarili natin. From self-awareness, no, as you can see here in the pictures, how do you see yourself? No? How do you perceive yourself? So that is self-awareness. Now, okay. as I said, this is what self-awareness may look like. No? You identify emotions. Yun nga yung sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, no? You were already using it without actually labeling it. So you are able to identify, you know that you are happy when you see this, you know that you are happy when a situation like this is presented, you know that you are sad when something like this happens. So you're able to identify. Now, having an accurate self-perception, you recognize your strengths, that self-confidence, how you carry yourself, and also self-efficacy. So that's what self-awareness looks like. Now, how does it sound like? So ito yung mga questions, no, na we ask ourselves, we also ask other people. Ayan. So self-awareness may sound like, how am I feeling and why? When am I at my best? When do I feel angry? What kind of person do I want to be today? What stresses me out? Where do I fit in the family, in the community, in the workplace? So, yan yung mga questions natin, no, for us to be self-aware. Now, I just want to emphasize on recognizing one's strengths, no, and emotions. Ano ba yung nararamdaman natin? No? Yung pag-label pa lang ng emotions kanina, nang nagpakita ko ng mga pictures, ang bilis-bilis natin siyang nasasagot kung ano yung nararamdaman natin. Dahil alam natin. No, we know what makes us happy, we know what makes us sad, what makes us bored, what makes us hungry. No, it's like that. So that is self-awareness. Okay? Now, just some tips that I can give you, no, especially if you are working in the academe, or you yourself, no, can make use of this. One of the ways on how you can strengthen this is you can make use of the feel wheel. Are you familiar with the feelings wheel or feel wheel? Now, it actually helps the students and even us acknowledge our emotions and feelings, no, so that we can move it into an action and respond constructively to those feelings. If you have time, no, after this talk, maybe you can search it online, yung mga feelings wheel or feel wheel, kasi meron niyang mga yung sa bawat circle niya, meron siyang iba't ibang categories. So you locate the feeling on the wheel. So for example, you're feeling fearful, no? So you locate that feeling on the wheel, then you move one ring out and then identify another emotion. You keep moving to the last ring on the wheel, and then dun mo makikita, you can accurately identify your emotions, and you can do something about it and handle these emotions in a productive way. Actually, this is very effective, no, with yung mga grade schoolers, no, if you're handling students in the grade school, or you have kids who are having difficulties expressing their emotions. This is one way of doing it. Actually, meron din akong meron din akong mga students when I was handling grade school then, gamit ko tong feel wheel because they cannot really identify their emotions right away. So you have to show them some pictures, and then afterwards we move to another circle, tapos another picture, para ma-identify nila kung ano talaga yung nararamdaman nila. So I hope that can help you. No, that's one way of strengthening this competency. Okay? So let's move to the next one. We have self-management. Yeah. So if at first you were able to identify, no, kanina sa self-awareness, you are able to identify and then you were able to label. Now this is the time that you manage it. Okay? Self-management is the ability to manage one's emotions, no, from the word itself. This is your ability to manage your emotions, thoughts, and behaviors in different situations, no? And this includes your capacity also to delay gratification, manage stress, and feel motivated. And this is also a way for you to accomplish your personal and your collective goals. So that is self-management. Now, how does this look like? Sorry. Okay, self-management may look like impulse control, stress management, self-discipline, self-motivation, goal setting, and organizational skills. No? So kung sa self-awareness is alam na natin What is our emotion? What is it? Na-pinpoint na natin what is it that we are feeling. Na-recognize na natin kung ano yung nararamdaman natin. Now, the question is, what do we do with that emotion? What do we do with it? Do we just keep it in ourselves or do we share it with others? So, yun yung mga questions. It's why it may sound like, I need a break right now. No? So, that's one way to manage your emotion. No, may I please have space? I am not ready to share. So, imbis na magalit ka agad, imbis na nervous ka agad, these are the things that, if you are good at managing your emotions, ito yung mga pwede mong sabihin. Or, I think I need help with blank, something. No? Or, I don't understand yet, but I will blank to reach my goal. Or, I don't understand it yet, but I will read about it. I will research on it so that I can reach my goal. So, ayan yun. I mentioned that, ayan. So, I want to, I also want to emphasize on the impulse control. I mentioned also a while ago that this includes not acting on impulse. We always have to think about the things that we are doing, no? Pag-isipan natin kung ano ang gagawin natin sa information na meron tayo, sa feelings na meron tayo as of that moment, no? Wag tayong bigla-biglang magdedesisyon, wag tayo bigla-biglang gagawa ng mga magsasabi ng mga words that we might regret in the end. 'Di ba? Sabi nga nila, do not make decisions when you are mad or when you are too happy. No? Wag ganon. Kasi if you do that, then you might regret it afterwards. So pag bumalik na tayo sa normal state natin. Now, it also answers the question na what is the best way to resolve conflicts. No, kaya makikita nyo dito na may I please have some space. I am not ready to share. Or I think I need help with, I don't understand yet. Ayan. So it also answers the question na what is the best way to resolve conflict? Dapat ba ito yung gawin ko? Dapat ba magsigawan kami? Dapat ba pareho kaming galit? Or dapat mag-cool down muna kami? Or magpakumbaba muna yung isa sa amin. So, yan, yung mga ganong klaseng questions, that is one way of managing your emotion. Now, one of the effective ways to further strengthen this skill, is doing self-talk. No, self-talk is the act of practice, of talking to oneself. Either you do it aloud, or you do it silently, or you do it mentally. Generally, pag sinabi natin kasing negative talk, ang ibig ko sabihin dito is you do positive talk to yourselves, ha? Generally kasi negative talk makes us feel worse, no? But positive talk can make us feel better because pag nagpa-positive talk tayo, it triggers problem solving, no? And it also helps remind ourselves that making mistake is part of life, or lahat talaga tayo may pagdadaanan ng mga challenges, pero kaya natin to. So, yun, it actually works. So, I hope you can apply that to yourself, to your kids, or to your students. Okay. Next one. Okay, we have social awareness. So we are now moving outside of ourselves. This involves other people already. Now, social awareness is our ability to understand the perspective of others, and it's also an ability to empathize with others. You try to put yourself in the shoes of other people. This includes not only our family, not only our friends, but also those people from diverse backgrounds, cultures, and other contexts. This also includes our capacity to be compassionate for others, to show compassionate and feel to show compassion. To show compassion for others, to feel compassion for others. This is one way of doing that, no. I just want to share with you, in CSA, in the institution that I am in, this is very much practiced by our students. We have a lot of foreign students in our school, and diverse talaga yung mga students namin, and we even have foreigners class. We separate them from the Filipinos, but as time passes by, we also we also to combine them with Filipino students so that they can better understand the culture of each other, how Filipinos are, how Koreans are, how what else? How Japanese are, how Chinese are. So, yung mga ganun, ano. So, and magugulat ka na lang, no? Uh, they are they are getting well. They are getting along well with each other, which is very nice to see. Now, we have students who are friends with a lot of students that is not Filipinos. Ayan. So nakakatuwa. This is really practiced sa aming institution. I hope this also I hope that you can also do this with your friends, with family, with other friends pa. Ayan. So, social awareness looks like this one, yung perspective taking, empathy, appreciating diversity, respect for others. Ayan. Actually, this competency takes intentional work. You have to think through kasi the whole situation. You have to think through what would happen if. How would he or she feel if I do this? How would I feel if this is done to me? Kaya nga, we always tell our students na you have to think twice or thrice or even more times before you do something, before you say something, because what might be okay for you, what might be a joke for you, might come as offensive to other people, or it might not be okay with other people. So this time, we are considering the feelings of others. No, kasi iba-iba po tayo. Iba-iba tayo kung paano tayo pinalaki ng mga parents natin. Magkakaiba tayo ng environment na kinalakihan. Iba-iba rin po yung personality na meron tayo. So, we have to be aware of how we treat others because, again, what might be okay for us might not be okay with them. Okay, so we have to be sensitive to the feelings of others. Now, this may sound like, for example, ito yan. I wonder how that made Toni feel. How would I feel if I were in that situation? Lagi po natin itong iisipin. No? Before we do something, before we say something, ayan. What is Toni thinking? Yeah, they seem sad right now. Maybe I should invite them for game night. Diba? Or thanks for sharing, my family does it this way. Kasi magkakaiba nga tayo, magkakaiba tayo ng culture, magkakaiba tayo ng way of doing things. So, it is also okay to share with them na ito yung acceptable sa amin and ito yung mga hindi acceptable sa amin. Okay? So, that is what social awareness is all about. Now, an activity that you can use to further strengthen this skill is the listening circle. I don't know if you're familiar with the listening circle. This activity teaches empathy. It provides an opportunity to hear or read different perspectives and builds community. In a listening circle, if you're going to be doing this with students, students have a safe space to share their voices by responding to yung mga prompts. Example prompts could include, who do you look up to the most and why? What advice would you give yourself today and why? So, ganon. Or you can, you can shake it up a little, no? You just, in the learning circle, you just ask them to, each one of them to say how they feel, about a certain situation, how they feel about their family. So, pwede naman ganun. It depends on you and how you do it. Okay? And then, we move to, relationship skills. Relationship skills are the ability to establish and maintain healthy and supportive relationships and to effectively navigate settings with diverse individuals and groups. Now, this includes our capacity to communicate clearly, listen actively, to cooperate, to work collaboratively, to problem solve, and to negotiate. If there are conflicts, no, we negotiate conflicts constructively. What else? Provide leadership, seek or offer help when needed. Ayan. So ito yung sa relationship skills. Now, relationship skills looks like, ayan, ito yan. So there is communication, there is social engagement, there is relationship building, and there is teamwork. Now, generally, relationship skills is about answering the question, how do we work together? So how do we work together? Yung mga simpleng team activities, no? Halimbawa, may meeting. No, may meeting and you are not agreeing to the suggestion of one of your teammates. So how do you say it? Diba? And you think in advance, if I say this, how would it make my teammate feel? Yung mga ganon. Diba? So this may sound like this ones. No? When you called my attention, it made me feel uncomfortable. Okay? Or when you, let's say for example, when you told me that my report was good, it made me feel confident. Diba? So yun yung mga ways kung paano natin ma-express yung natin, yung emotions natin. Or kung meron tayong hindi naiintindihan, how do we say it? Can you explain what you mean by that? Kasi minsan talaga, no, it matters on how you deliver it. No, and the right choice of words. No, alam ko merong mga tao na hindi mo naman intended to, wala naman silang intention to hurt your feelings or to question your authority, but the way that they say it, medyo nakaka-offend pakinggan. No? So we have to be careful with the words that we choose. We have to be careful with the tone also that we use in order to have good relationship with the people around us. Another is, there's nothing wrong naman with disagreeing. No, but you say it. You also discuss the reason why. So, for example, I disagree with you because I think that your idea does not match the goal of our team. So, pwedeng ganon. Ayan. And then, meron tayong mga hindi naiintindihan. Instead of talking about it with our friends, no, what we do is we confront. No, what did you mean? Nung sinabi mo ito, what did you mean by that? No? What did you mean when you said like this, like that? No? Kasi kapag ganon, there is clear communication between you and the person that you are talking to or the team that you are with, then mas maayos. Mas nagiging maayos yung relationship natin, nagkakaintindihan tayo, alam natin sa isa't isa that we are not okay with the idea, we have to think of another one that is better, that all of us can compromise, yung mga ganon. So it is very effective, no, especially in the workspaces. Ayan. So one of the ways on how you can improve relationship skills, no, with students, you try to search rosebud thorn strategy, no. Ginagawa rin to sa Zoom. The rosebud thorn is a strategy that helps students identify yung mga positive moments and areas that they may need support. Yung rosebud thorn is, rose is something positive that happened to them in the past week. Bud is something that they are looking forward to for the next week. And then thorn is something that they need help with in the next week. No? So, maganda yung ganitong activity kasi they get to communicate. They get to identify the moments that they are looking forward to, and at the same time, the moments that they may need support. So, you try to look it up. Ayan. And then the last, na tayo? Sorry. Okay, so the last core competency that we have is responsible decision making. This is actually the combination of all of them. Now, responsible decision making is the ability to make caring and constructive choices about our personal behavior and our social interactions across different situations. This includes our capacity to consider yung mga ethical standards, yung mga safety concerns, and to evaluate the benefits and consequences of our actions, no, for personal, social, and collective well-being. So ito na yon, no, we try to see the choices and the consequences. Okay. Now, how does it look like? Okay, here it is. Okay, responsible decision-making skills may look like you identify the problem, you try to analyze the situation, you solve the problem, you evaluate the way that you solve the problem, then you try to reflect, and then consider the ethical responsibility. This includes talaga dealing with consequences. Let's try to let's try to put it in our heads naman na hindi naman po sa lahat ng pagkakataon ay tama ang mga nagiging desisyon natin sa work, sa life. So dapat we are ready to face whatever the consequences is, whatever the result is of the decision that we made. Pero let's also try to remember na we should not dwell on that. Let's not dwell on the consequences. What we should think of is what could we have done differently so that you won't make the same mistake again, or you learn from it. Diba? So, yun naman yung lagi nating sinasabi, no? Kapag nagkakamali ka, dapat matuto ka doon sa pagkakamali. Okay, now, the responsible decision-making may sound like, how will this impact others? So, lagi yung iisipin natin, yung action ko, how will this impact my family? How will this impact my friends? No? Actually, very timely talaga itong responsible decision-making. No? At this point in time, lalo na yung mga, literal akong I meant this literally, lalo na yung, do I go out with friends? Do I eat out? How will this impact others? How will this impact me? How will this affect my family? Kasi lalo na ngayon, may virus, di ba? So, yung mga ganon. No, is it worth it? Very timely to. No? Is it worth it? That if I make this certain decision, magiging worth it pa siya in the end? Or will this just bring me down? Why do I want to make this choice again? Was it a strong choice, or will this help me? Will this help me in the future? So yan yung mga pag-iisipan natin. Activities that you can do, syempre you can present some scenarios. No? You can present some scenarios to your students and then ask them what they would do, and then what are the possible consequences to these actions, no? that they answered. Ayan. All right, so that's it. No, that those are the 5 core competencies or competence areas of socio-emotional learning. So if you notice, no, talaga this is something that we nang kahit hindi na natin isipin, nangyayari na lang siya ng mabilis. That's why it's very important that we know all about this, we read all about this para mas mas aware tayo on what is the right thing to do. We ask the right questions to ourselves, to the people around us, para mas maging okay ang ating relationship, ang ating personal relationship, working relationship with the people around us and with ourselves as well. Okay, so as I said, no, the last part of our talk would be about some tips. No? So I'll be giving you some tips on how you can further improve your skills, no, your socio-emotional learning skills. This is in general. You can do this to your students. You can also apply it to yourself, or you can share it also with family members. Okay? All right. First tip is instilling coping skills. Okay? Helping students or children or even ourselves develop coping skills for stress, anxiety, anger, and other unpleasant emotions can set us up, no, for positive emotional regulation in the long term. So you may want to consider these activities that I have placed there, like practice positive self-talk. Ito yung sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, no? A lot of references would always say this, no? Now you have to do positive self-talk para mas ma-encourage mo yung sarili mo, and para mas magawa mo yung mga bagay na gusto mong gawin. Ayan. And then another is journaling or writing letters. Now, there are some of us who express themselves better by writing. No? Lalo na ngayon na hindi tayo masyadong socialize with others. So kung wala tayo talaga makakausap, if there is no family member around or a friend around, you can write about it. It also helps your well-being. You get to release also yung mga stress mo, yung mga anxieties mo by writing it down. I also suggest this to my students to do journals, no? Kasi masyado tayong puro gadgets, no? Sometimes you try to write it down. Okay? Ayan. Tapos, taking a break. And this is one of the most important coping skills, ha? You have to take a break every now and then. This is what I also always tell my students, and I also tell myself, no, you have to take a break because if you do something for a very long period of time, the tendency is it's either hindi ka na magiging productive because you're already zoning out. And at the same time, hindi siya nagiging maganda, hindi maganda yung nagiging effect niya sa ating katawan. No, everybody needs a little break. Okay? So kahit halimbawa you are doing your lesson plans or you are attending online classes, afterwards you take a 5-minute break, you sip a coffee, 'di ba? You go outside, yung halimbawa sa bahay lang, you go outside your door, tapos tignan mo lang yung labas, tapos balik ka na ulit sa loob. Yung mga ganun lang. Mga simpleng breaks lang. Ayan. Another is clean, organize, declutter. I find this very helpful kasi 'di ba, we have always been wishing to have time at home, no? Nung dating pre-pandemic pa, we are always saying, I'm so tired. Sana meron man lang akong break. No, ngayon sobrang haba na ng break na ibinigay sa atin. So, maybe this is the time that you take advantage of the time, no, to clean, to organize, or declutter. No? Ako personally, I looked into my closet. Yan, dami ko palang bag. So, nag-declutter ako, binenta ko yung iba. So, I did something productive with my time. And that is also good, no, for your well-being, for your social and emotional well-being. So, nakakatulong din siya. And minsan nakikita mo, ay, meron pala akong ganito. So, I'll make use of this. Ay, pwede ko itong gamitin for work from home setup. No? So yan, yun yung mga advantages. No? Another is do puzzles. By doing a puzzle, I mean, do something that can also stimulate your mind. No? Kasi tayong lahat ngayon, work from home, no, nakaka-bored na nakaharap ka lang talaga sa computer for 8 to 10 hours. So let's try to do something else, no, that can stimulate our mind. Nung at the start of the pandemic, my sister and I bought a lot of board games, no, yung mga millionaires game, snakes and ladder, ayan, organ attack. Yan, bumili talaga kami ng mga para hindi lang kami puro gadgets, hindi lang kami puro cellphone, puro laptop. We set a time that we get to play these games, no, that can also make our brain function more, no? So yeah, so you do a puzzle, and then cook or bake, no? Find something that we call this. You can also tell your students this, no? Find something that a hobby, no? Something na hindi mo pag ginagawa before, so you try it out at home. Diba? Who knows, you have talents pala or skills in baking, in making pasta. So yeah, yan yung mga magandang ways on how we can kill also yung threat of having cabin fever, no, yung nagiging anxious ka and all. Ayan. And it also clears your mind, no, if you do some activities like this for you to get to do and give better decisions. Ayan. Okay, another is start a gratitude project. Research proves that gratitude has the ability to positively impact the brain and well-being. So it affects our social and emotional well-being. So at the start or end of the day, you write down at least three things that you are grateful for, no? And then you share it with your family. no? Gratitude kasi is very contagious. No? If you start it, malay mo, di ba? Others might also follow. So, maganda yon. You write 3 things that you're thankful for, share it with your family, share it with your friends, let them think also of the things that they are thankful for para hindi lang tayo puro negativities. No? It also impacts din kasi our um, well-being. And at the same time, no, it's a good way to enhance also our relationship skills. Okay? And then number 3, you try to practice the circle of control exercise amidst the uncertainty of the current events. We have to focus on the things that we can control. Now, we can also teach children to focus on what's within their control to help them feel safe. No? To do this, all you have to do is to simply draw a circle. No, simply draw a circle, and inside the circle, you write down the things that you are in control of. And then outside the circle, you try to look for things, you try to write down things that is out of your control. Para pag nakita mo na ang wino-worry ko pala is something that I cannot control. So there is no use worrying about it. There's no use being mad about it. Kasi hindi ko na siya control. Pero itong mga nasa bilog na to, itong mga nasa circle, since these are the things that I can control, then I can do something about this. No? Kasi kapag if outside our control, we cannot do anything about it. So let us not stress ourselves with it anymore. Or less, i-less na natin yun, i-subtract na natin yun sa mga things that we are worrying about. Ayan. And then, we're almost done. Initiate self-care practices. Self-care is not only limited to adults and children. This is for everybody. Okay, we have to take care of ourselves. No, we do light exercises. It's very important that we do physical activities kasi natitempt tayo since we are at home. Tulog lang tayo ng tulog, upo, tulog, upo, tulog. We have to exercise, no? I learned this the hard way, no? Because I experienced a lot of muscle spasms because of sitting for a long period of time. So let's try to do a little exercise. And in fact, no, if you are physically active, it follows you also become mentally present, you are emotionally stable, no? Kasi nagwo-work yung system mo. Kaya maganda rin that you're doing exercises. And then limit TV. Ayan, you try to limit TV and gadgets, no? And then you read the book. You try to look for things na hindi lang puro gadgets yung pwedeng makagawa. No, there are researches that mention that too much exposure to gadgets decreases the it decreases the melatonin in your body. So, kaya hindi tayo nakakatulog, kaya tayo nakakasakit agad. Ayan. So, every now and then, let's try to put down our gadgets and then let's do something na productive ng walang radiation. Ayan. And then, of course, you celebrate the small wins. Okay? So, whatever success that you have, may it be small or big, you celebrate those small victories. No? You pat yourself on the back na kinaya mo, not everybody can do it, pero nagawa mo. Diba? So, you give yourself some credit. Okay? And then, take mindfulness breaks. Okay, mindfulness, alam niyo naman yan, it helps us calm down while it also allows information to move freely, no, to flow also sa natin. Nabasa ko yan, it's to flow in our prefrontal cortex, no, which is better in enabling, which helps us in making good decisions, good choices, and also to retain information. So, ayan. So, if we are relaxed, if we are calm, then mas nakakapag-isip tayo ng maayos and mas nakakapag-retain tayo ng mga information. So, you set mindfulness breaks throughout your day, your child's day, your student's day. You set some mindfulness breaks and then check in on them. all the time, and then ask them to, you know, stop and stretch a little, make a few, they call this, a few minutes of silence, ganyan. Nakakatulong po siya. Malaking tulong siya. Actually, in our school, no, we have Wellness Wednesdays. Ginagawa na namin siya every other Wednesday of the month to give breaks to the students so that they can also rejuvenate, unwind, no, and we find it very effective naman, no, with them. Okay, and then the last one is facilitate socialization. No? Social connection is very important, and ito yung isa sa pinaka nawala sa atin because of the pandemic, because of the quarantine, because of the lockdowns. So mas maganda na we still try to connect with the people that we love, with our friends, with our relatives, kahit virtually lang. So you schedule FaceTime or Zoom get-togethers. You take virtual trips. Meron na pala ng mga ganito na recently ko lang din nalaman na meron pala mga virtual trips. And then you come up with games, no, that you can do with friends online. So minsan ganyan kami ng mga friends ko, no. We play something, or wala lang, nag-meet lang kami sa Zoom, lang kami, nagkikwentuhan. So, because that is very important. Social connection is very important. And it helps not only it doesn't only make us happy, but it also helps our well-being. Okay? So, that's it. I hope that yung mga na-share ko po is useful, magamit nyo po sa inyong everyday activities. If you are working as a teacher or as a guidance counselor, I hope you can also make use of that. Now, to end my presentation, no, amidst everything that is happening right now, ang request ko lang po for everybody is always choose to be kind. No, napakahirap po ng pinagdadaanan nating lahat ngayon. Our students, tayo mismo, our families, our friends, our relatives, lahat po tayo may pinagdadaanan ngayon. At mas pinahirap pa because of the pandemic. So, let us always choose to be kind. No? Kasi, meron nga ako nabasa ng quotation, no? We are all in the same storm, but we are not on the same boat. Hindi tayo pare-pareho ng resources na meron tayo. Hindi tayo pare-pareho ng mga resources that we have. Kaya dapat maging mabuti tayo. So, above all else, choose to be kind. Okay? Thank you very much for listening. And I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the people who invited me to be part of this PNU talk. Now, it's really a privilege. It's an honor to be invited as a speaker. And this is also my way of giving back sa Inang Pamantasan. Ito naman talaga yung nag-hone sa akin. This is really my alma mater. Ito yung nag-hone sa akin to become the person that I am right now. Okay, so with that, thank you very much. And thank you for listening.